Farmers Weekly, a UK-based website, have an article out called Animal Rights Activists Pose Rising Threat to Farmers. You can see we're getting to them. There's this kind of stuff coming up everywhere. And at a meeting for farmers in the UK, a superintendent of the Thames Police Department, during his speech, had this to say: "There has been a significant national rise in protest activity. That is not just animal rights, that is all protest activity," he said. "Protesters, including animal rights activists and environmental campaigners, were swapping information between groups. Some of the animal rights protesters that we have discovered in Oxford have also been in London as part of the Extinction Rebellion, or down looking at live exports, but not exclusively. What we do know is that they talk about different tactics, although they have different causes." The article goes on to say that some of the activity is graffiti, which I've seen none of that, but when you get large groups of people together, things are going to happen. And he goes on to say, "We are having protesters and activity every single week somewhere in Thames Valley, and Oxfordshire has seen a fair amount of attention. If you are a farmer taking livestock to an abattoir, you could get targeted, and several have. They slowly walk in front of vehicles, they slowly obstruct, and they will film your reaction. Trying to engage and change their minds is like trying to change somebody's religion. Often they will go so far as to want to almost die for the cause." And the article will be linked down below, like everything always is, either in the description or the comments, depending on the platform. And I encourage you to read through this and see some of their comments and see the fear they actually have for peaceful protesters looking to stop one of the most brutal things that we don't need to do anymore. It's over. Animal ag doesn't need to exist. Keep an eye on industry publications like this. Always tells us and gives us a little bit of a temperature take on how they perceive us and what they think and the things that they go on. And I don't know if those in the UK noticed in that last story or not, but they are monitoring you guys heavily, which I'm sure they are us as well, as police do, but they're monitoring you to the point where it's obvious they have some sort of division keeping track of where you're going and what protest you're going to. Possibly even some kind of facial recognition software. And a think tank called Rethink X has published a new study that by 2030, animal agriculture, most specifically beef and dairy, will be dead. They are already in a death spiral, according to this think tank. You can read the full report, again, linked below, that goes into specific details, including, by 2030, the number of cows in the US will have fallen by 50%, and the cattle farming industry will be all but bankrupt. All other livestock industries will suffer a similar fate, while the knock-on effects for crop farmers and businesses throughout the value chain will be severe. By 2030, demand for cow products will have fallen by 70%. Before we reach this point, the US cattle industry will be effectively bankrupt. By 2035, demand for cow products will have shrunk by 80 to 90%. Other livestock markets such as chicken, pig, and fish will follow a similar trajectory. And I don't want to go into a ton of the different facts, and there are a lot. You can get the full report. It's really good, and it's really inspiring, and it shows you the reality of what we've all been saying and what we all know to be true. That animal ag is dying. Animal ag is in a death spiral, as they said. And race car driver Lewis Hamilton?
Lewis Hamilton is going to take the championship lead here in Azerbaijan. Lewis Hamilton regains the lead in the championship. Lewis Hamilton, from 14th on the grid, wins the German Grand Prix. Hamilton is on pole in Hungary. Oh, beautiful lap. It's a 6th win in the Hungarian Grand Prix. Hamilton has the largest winning margin this season in the championship.
Is attributing his recent successes in racing to his plant-based vegan diet. He's about to win his 6th championship after having his best start to a season yet, winning 8 of the opening 12 races and finishing second twice. That's 10 out of 12 races that he nearly won. 2 of them second place. The other, first place. That's crazy. That's crazy. Maybe nobody else really follows Formula One that much, but it gets me really excited. I've been excited since he went plant-based last year. And Hamilton had this to say: "I don't like to talk about it too much because I don't want to give away too much. But it is just about changing your mind. We are taught all these things from a young age about what you should and should not eat. I think it's about educating yourself and being open to it. It's something I really wanted to do. For sure, it hasn't been easy to learn new things in new ways, but I felt so good for the last year and a half. It's been such a great decision. I'm looking at what I eat as fuel now as an athlete, rather than just eating because I'm hungry. I'm constantly working with Angela, who is, for me, that's the dietitian, who is with me all the time. We're looking at ingredients of different things that I'm eating. Sometimes I'm just having room service in a hotel and I don't know what to eat, so then I have to hit someone up and read online. Maybe there's a restaurant around you can get a delivery from. Or maybe I can get the chef to whip up something different that they haven't done before. And if you're not a follower of Formula One and you haven't heard Lewis Hamilton before, you've probably heard him recently since The Game Changers. Check out our review. Yeah, we did a review on the movie The Game Changers. Check that out. In that movie, he talks about how he can lose up to 10 pounds in a race and how he would always be so tired afterwards. Now, he's not tired anymore because the glucose and the carbohydrates in vegetables are fueling him like any other top elite athlete or anybody. That movie is supposed to be out. I've heard rumors October 1st on iTunes. As soon as it's available, I'm going to let you guys know. It is good. It is so good. Check out the review. Short, quick review, no spoilers. All right, next. And our story of the day is the global climate strike. Global climate protest, global climate strike. I've heard it called both ways. There's a play-by-play going on even on CNN as of right now. All around the world, people are leaving their schools, both college, elementary, and many schools are even giving kids the day off for their absences, including schools in New York State. This is basically becoming an official holiday around the world right now. You see people in Belgium holding signs like these, in London, in Canada, throughout the United States, everywhere. People are taking a stand for what is happening, what is getting destroyed. This protest is coming about as Greta Thunberg is about to have a climate summit at the UN, and that's not by an accident. Who, by the way, actually, let's go ahead and roll the clip real quick.
What do you think people could do, and what do you think governments should be doing?
I think people should do everything, but I think right now, if I were to choose one thing everyone would do, it would be to inform yourself and to try to understand the situation and try to push for a political movement that doesn't exist, because the politics needed to fix this doesn't exist today. So I think what we should do as individuals is to use the power of democracy to make our voices heard and to make sure that the people in power actually cannot continue to ignore this.
Now, Greta Thunberg kind of dropped the ball there. You think she dropped the ball? I think she did. She could have said when Trevor Noah asked her what's the best thing you can do for the planet, she should have said, go vegan. But she didn't. I don't know if it was nervousness or she's trying to appeal to a majority, but those days are over. We don't need to do that anymore. I expected more from her. I definitely expected a different answer to come out of her mouth on a national audience in one of the largest nations on earth. Why, Greta? Why? Bam! And our activist of the week is going to go ahead and be Christine Joan Loghead. You may remember back in 2016, she helped rescue a lobster in a chain of rescuers that was named Lobby Joe. She helped him be returned to the sea where he belonged and spared his life. She's also done a lot of other activism, and she has a vegan business called Those Vegan Painters. And that business is actually under attack by cattle farmers, all because she made a comment. Cattle farmers have flooded into her page, Those Vegan Painters, which you can find linked down below or in the description. Please go there and give them good reviews to combat these horrible reviews, and try reporting not bad reviews if that's possible still. But she's our vegan activist of the week to help bring attention to the awful jerks in the animal ag business who decided to pick on a vegan with a painting business for no reason other than they expressed their views and they didn't like their views. So let's lift them up so that they can't put them down. We're all in this together, guys. That's everything for today. Love you guys so much. I'll see you on Monday, and I'm going to see if I can get a video out on the weekend. We shall see. All right, talk to you guys later. Love you. Bye.